It's a quiet achiever that's been hailed a saviour of Queensland school leavers and big businesses suffering skills shortages. SCIPS, the School Community Industry Partnership Service, helps link up students with apprenticeships and jobs when they leave school. In these uncertain economic times, the service is more crucial than ever, but its federal funding has run out, and that means SCIPS is in real danger of being forced to shut its doors. Kieran McKechnie reports.
In a jam-packed school sports hall on Brisbane's south side, soon-to-be school leavers are pondering their futures. These are the kids that don't want to go to university, but many just don't know what their alternatives are.
Yeah, certainly both good trades.
Tonight they're being hooked up with industry representatives, being offered a window into the career opportunities that are out there.
After school, mate, what are you interested in? Spray painting the car.
The Careers Night is the brainchild of the not-for-profit group SCIPS, the School Community Industry Partnership Service.
And from there, it makes that transition a lot easier for young people and their parents who are just worried witless about what might happen.
Everything you see here is real. I'm James Tilbury. I'm a QT graduate.
These days, there's a huge emphasis on getting a tertiary education after school.
QT is a university for the real world.
But SCIPS director Carmel Dalton says for many, it's simply not the right path.
We find that we get a lot of calls from parents very concerned that their young person who was actually on track at uni or at TAFE or even straight out into a trade, then they change their mind and they end up falling into that sleeping in, no direction, there's nobody there to put, to just give them that advice. And we find that these days young people are very slow to connect with Centrelink. They don't want to be there. They really want to get into employment or find themselves or find their feet on their own. And so the gap gets longer and longer or wider.
Tim Kasachenko is one of those who quickly discovered uni was not for him. The 18-year-old was just 3 weeks into a business degree when he dropped out. Yet he was totally unprepared for the realities of life after study, and he hit rock bottom.
You feel as if you're doing something wrong and you're different to everyone else who's gone to uni. But definitely during school, the emphasis is on getting a good OP so you can get into uni. And schools don't really focus on those people who don't want to go to uni and don't want to do a trade. And then there's that group of people who they don't know what to do and they don't get any help or much help from a school, and they can feel really lost when they get out there into the real world.
Luckily, after months of trying and failing to get a job, he heard about SCIPS, which quickly helped him find work in customer services.
I don't want to even think about where I'd be if I hadn't have gone to them. I'd probably still be stuck trying to find a job, and I would have no idea what to do.
Over the past 14 years, SCIPS has successfully placed thousands of young Queenslanders in jobs. The key is its strong relationships with about 3,000 businesses statewide.
It's like a try before you buy, and it works both ways, because the businesses don't want to hire someone that they're not comfortable with, and that the students don't want to work somewhere where they're not comfortable either. So I don't know whether that's going to be an ongoing thing. But before that...
Travis Windsor is an industry consultant. He says when they're searching for workers, SCIPS is the first call for big businesses.
Well, we've got looming skill shortages, and at the moment the number one weapon that we've got for skill shortages is to direct children into the skill shortage areas. And that's where SCIPS is so important. It shows them the different options.
Travis Windsor says SCIPS is invaluable to business, to school leavers, and perhaps most crucially to the state as a whole.
Well, pound for pound, SCIPS does more for the Queensland economy than any other organisation, hands down. And they're running on a smell of an oily rag. It's just that they've got very, very good people here.
Yet Skip's modest federal funding is about to dry up.
It's sad. It's really sad because it will leave a hole in the community.
Without Commonwealth funds, Skips simply cannot survive. Carmel Dalton had hoped to pitch her case to renew its funding to the Federal Education Minister at last night's Community Cabinet in Brisbane. But Peter Garrett pulled out of the meeting, instead issuing a statement outlining a new youth program under which Skips is not funded. He says the national partnership provides better national coverage and national consistency and makes it simpler for young people to find support. Under the new model, states are responsible for vocational training. Skips should approach the Queensland government with its concerns. The future certainly doesn't look promising for Skips. And with it in doubt, so too are the futures of thousands of Queensland school leavers.
Yeah, it would be a tragedy if Skips wasn't around. You've got all those students coming through. If they waste their time, it's a waste for the economy, it's a waste for them, it's a waste for the businesses that could have had good staff.
Like Tim Kasachenko, without Skips he faced a bleak start to life after school. But now he says there's no stopping him.
A lot more confident now. I feel as though I can make a career for myself and that I've got some experience behind me. Even that first job, just to get it, it's so very helpful when you're trying to apply for other jobs because everything needs experience now. So I feel a lot more confident. I feel as though whether I want to go back to uni later or not, I can do it. And yeah, I'm just feeling really good.
Kieran McKechnie reporting.